Welcome to our YouTube channel, Learn Continental English. As all of us know, we have stepped into the year 2025 and we want to take a little bit time to reflect upon our incredible journey in the year 2024, which has been nothing sort of transformative and monumental. Now, the year 2024 has basically set standards, goals, aspirations, and benchmark so high for the year 2025, it's getting impossible to meet it. From the very historical Lok Sabha election results, which basically reshaped the political landscape in India, to the magnificent Ram Mandir temple getting inaugurated in Ayodhya after 70 years of legal battle, to the 5,000 crore rupees expensive Ambani wedding, which literally attracted and gained global attention and limelight, to the sporting triumphs that we have had many this year, from the remarkable performance of India at the Olympics to Men's Cricket World Cup, where boys brought home the trophy, to Manu Bhakar, to D. Gukesh becoming the youngest grandmaster in the entire world, to Bollywood giving its most successful film. And not only that, we also had Nifty 50, Sensex and BSE reaching all-time high. Not just that, we had silver and gold reaching their peak. Now, this year has been nothing but full of all different kinds of moments that made us proud. We also had NEET scam this year. We have had so much that this year has been shocking. Also, this year has been so important, so significant in the entire history of India that it is important to know more about it. So in this video, we are going to reflect upon our incredible journey of the year 2024. Let's go ahead. Now, the first event that was significant this year was the inauguration of the Ram Mandir temple in Ayodhya on January 2022, 2024. Now, this year was basically a historic moment for the entire nation, for the entire country. It was a very important element in the socio-cultural and religious landscape of the country. The Prime Minister of the country, Shri Narendra Modi, inaugurated the very magnificent temple at Ayodhya, which was built for Sri Lord Ram, which basically spans an area of 71 acres, which makes it one of the largest temples in India, which has like 390 pillars and 46 doors, out of which 14 happen to be completely made out of gold. Now, let us talk a little bit more about the legal aspect of this. Now, this temple basically is built on the controversial site where once upon a time Babri Masjid stood before its demolition in 1992. Following this demolition in 1992, we had a rigorous legal battle where both the Muslim and the Nirmohi Akhara, the Hindu side, they fought for claim over this disputed land. Finally, after 70 years of this rigorous legal battle, in 2019, the Supreme Court, the bench basically gave a unanimous verdict. This disputed land was given over to the Nirmohi Akhara, and the judges of the Supreme Court basically raised out that this land belongs to Sri Lord Ram. Following this verdict, we had great enthusiasm, we had preparations for 4 years going on regarding the construction, and finally on January 2022, 2024, Sri Narendra Damodar Das Modi inaugurated the temple. Now, this consecration ceremony, which took place in Ayodhya, basically attracted global limelight and attention. Why? Because this moment was very special for the Hindu all across the country. There were 3 lakh people, 3 lakh devotees who witnessed this magnificent and important event on the day of its opening, and there were like 7,000 guests that were hosted by Shri Narendra Modi for the Pran Pratishtha ceremony and the consecration ceremony. In that ceremony, there were 3,000 guests which were considered VVIPs, like very important people. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the one who basically conducted the entire Pran Pratishtha ceremony, the consecration ceremony, which was conducted keeping into mind all the traditional rituals accompanied by chanting of mantras and the cultural and rich heritage of the Hindu religion that we have. It was showcased and it was celebrated all across the country. People all over the world said that this is basically the real Diwali. The happiness, the joy of the inauguration of the temple transcended the boundaries and the borders of Ayodhya, as people all across country lit diyas and shared the happiness. The Indian diaspora all across the country, even living in places as far as Canada and Australia and the Britain and the USA, really celebrated this day, commemorated the inauguration of the temple and organized rallies and were brimming with happiness, joy and hope. So this is one of the most significant moments of the year which was captured in camera. Now, keeping aside all the global limelight, it was basically the idol of Sri Lord Ram which basically attracted the attention of all the devotees and all the people across the country and the Indian diaspora all across the world. The idol was basically carved out by the sculptor Arun Yogiraj. Now this idol is basically 51 inches tall and has been installed in standing form on a pedestal which has been carved out entirely out of Makrana marble. Now this Makrana marble has basically been transported from Rajasthan. Not only that, 50,000 square feet of this specific type of marble has been transported from Rajasthan, which is specially available there. Not only this, a 4-inch tall, 4-inch high throne has been carved out of gold, which has been placed just next to the pedestal, the marble pedestal, which is specially for the idol of Sri Lord Ram. Now, talking about the temple, this temple has been architecturally built on the traditional Nagara style, which is very famous like from the ancient times. As the reports suggest, the shikhar of the temple is going to be 161 feet tall. Now, as we can see, this temple is architecturally a sight to behold. It is very beautiful and it is one of the largest temples. We are now going to discuss another element, another significant element of the year 2024, which is going to heavily impact us in not just 2025, but for the next upcoming 5 years. We are talking about the general elections of the year 2024, which has painted a very different picture of the political landscape in the country. Now, the year 2024 was very significant politically. Let us understand why. Why? Because when we talk about exit polls, when we talk about what was claimed by different political parties, by different alliances, by the ruling party, the outcome and the turnout of the electoral polls were so different that it left everybody astounded. Despite their claims of is bar 400 par, they could not even muster up 300 votes. So let us talk about how this time the political landscape has completely shifted. Talking about the elections, Lok Sabha elections were held in 7 phases starting from April 19 to June 1. And the results that were announced had left everybody shocked, and then there was a noticeable shift in the mindset of the voters, which suggested that there was dissatisfaction in the public regarding the implementations and the policies of the central government, and there was a shift from the central parties, from the national parties to local parties like Trinamool Congress, like SP, TDP and JDU, as they soared high when it came to votes. Now, talking about the number game, if we have that into consideration, National Democratic Alliance could somehow cross the threshold, like the majority threshold, 273 seats, with BJP, the one who leads the alliance, had just 240 votes. We can see that there is a significant downfall if we keep into consideration the 2019 elections, where they had mustered up 303 seats. So this has painted a sad picture for the BJP, the party, as a national party this time. However, Narendra Modi this time definitely created history as an individual, as he retained the power and the parliament as the prime minister. Now, history has been repeated after 62 years, as it was Jawaharlal Nehru who was the first prime minister to lead the country thrice consecutively as the prime minister. So now Modi as an individual has definitely created history, and this is going to also significantly impact the political landscape. So talking about now the other aspect, the opposition aspect of the particular general elections, we realize that this time the India bloc, the opposition definitely has soared when it comes to achieving seats, with Congress achieving 99 seats. So this is definitely suggesting that now the opposition is stronger than it was before, than it was back in 2019. And it will be interesting to know how BJP copes up with not having resounding and absolute majority on the floor of parliament. However, when the government was finally formed, when BJP retained its third term, we had several implementations and policies taking place. We had the government finally getting Citizenship Amendment Act passed in the parliament. Uttarakhand became the first state to basically adopt this policy, the Citizenship Amendment Policy. After that, the government introduced new criminal laws, BNS, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which is going to significantly impact the legal structure and legal apex of the country. And talking about the other very, wanted policy, which is the One Nation, One Election policy, that was also by the end of the year. It was introduced by the government on the floor of the parliament. However, this could not basically get the majority votes to get passed in the parliament country in the year 2025. Now we have to see how this entire mega event, the general election mega event of 2024, is going to affect the country later on in this year. Now let us talk about how financially and economically 2024 has been very significant for our country, and how it is also going to impact us in the year 2025. Now, talking about the past year, India reached an impressive GDP growth rate of approximately 8.2% for the fiscal year which ended in March 2024, making it one of the fastest growing economies all across the world. It maintained its rank as the fifth largest and biggest economy at current prices, with $3.89 trillion, and also the third largest economy across the globe, trailing just behind China and the USA in terms of purchase power parity, PPP. Now let us talk about also the third highs which shocked and astounded the entire country. We have the Nifty 50 index reaching its 59th all-time high on September 19, 2024, with approximately 26,277 points. We also had the Sensex BSE reaching its all-time high 85,000 mark on September 20, 2024, which basically indicated that India was growing economically pretty well. And this also showcases strong corporate earnings and positive economic indicators, which is going to be very important for us financially also in the year 2025. Only that, in the year 2024, we also had gold prices and silver prices reaching all-time high despite, market volatility, because Indians are very fond of shopping, and talking about the festive season, we had gold and silver reaching all-time highs, their prices picking up pace. 24 karat gold prices rate in India approximately reached 79,000 rupees per 10 grams, which was during October in 2024, which is the festive season. And this also indicated how despite market volatility and inflation, we still had people buying gold and silver. Now, this indicates how economically the year 2024 has been good for us, and let us hope 2025 is lucky for us financially and economically as well.